explain. A person counters a person. So, for example, I am going to debate with Jimmy. Just example. So, when I do that, I only compete with Jimmy. I don't compete with other people in my round, in Jimmy's round. So I am going to counter Jimmy's idea. Okay. Next, everyone has 3 minutes. 3 minutes is the speech. So in that 3 minutes, they can say, "Oh yeah," they can say whatever point they have.
Yeah, but if it's the crossfire, then the format is the debate forum.
Oh yeah, right, Ellie. They are called crossfire. I forgot, but you can call it whatever you want. So you can even call it cow. So rebuttal will be public forum debate. Okay. So rebuttals will be 3 minutes. It's a tie, or you call it crossfire. So basically, it's a time where you counter the opponent's idea, and there's no order for it. You want to talk, you want to say something, you're gonna say it. Okay, there will be a grand rebuttal, 5 minutes. So everyone from the 2 teams will jump in and rebut. But
everyone rebuts everyone.
Okay, please no talking when I'm speaking, please. Okay, Tuấn Kiệt entered the meeting. So, Tuấn Kiệt, Edward. Hello, Edward. Wait a minute. Okay, so, Tuấn Kiệt or Edward. So we were kind of like talking about debate rules. And
you mean me?
Yeah, and I will give you recording. So don't worry.
How can you say again? It is quite hard to understand.
Yeah, well, what did you say?
Can you say it again? Because what you said was quite hard to understand.
Okay, so a person counts as a person. For example, if I'm debating with Jimmy, then Jimmy.
I can understand that, but after that thing you say that I am talking about what?
I don't understand what you say.
Oh, you said that we and I. What?
At what part?
No,
At what part?
you said that I was going to talk about something I really haven't got hold of what you said.
I don't know what on earth are you saying, so I'll continue. Is it this one? Is it this one? What part is it? Is it this one, right? Or not? Is it?
No.
Because I can't understand what on earth are you saying?
Yeah, later you can send the recording and he can listen to it again. Just continue.
Okay. Thank you, Jimmy. So, the grand rebuttal will be 5 minutes. So, everyone has a chance to counter the people that are not in your match. So, for example, in my team, I have me and Jimmy. The other team has John and Lizzie. So, if I am in a match with Lizzie, but this is the grand rebuttal, so I can counter John if I want. And if you want to say something in the rebuttal, You have to let others finish first, or you are going to get 1 point review. Because the whole grand crossfire, usually it becomes chaotic. Okay. A team is 5. No, team is 3. Okay, I think it should be 5 people. Because you can see that we have 10 people here excluding me. So, you know what? It's hard. It's hard to use the 3 people rule. Okay, so now this is the debate structure. What about the debate strategy? So debate strategy. I'll teach you the basics. When you end this course, I will teach you one thing. That will help you rule the debate. Then, so if it should only be taught at the end of the course, because this is, if I teach it to you guys now, the whole place will become chaotic. No one will win. Okay, so first thing, we have the introduction. So in your introduction, this is individual debating, not team debating. You hardly have a teamwork. You hardly have a say. So in the introduction, you will give out definition. So for example, what do I mean by giving out definition? For example, my motion is Super Idol is better than Rickroll. If that's my point, and I'm on, whatever team you are on, you have to explain the meaning of this. We call this a motion. So when you're explaining the definition, you say the definition of the motion is not Super Idol is a better song than Rickroll. Super Idol. This sentence is too simple. You can't simplify it. But for sentences like euthanasia, marijuana should be legal. Some of you may not know what marijuana is, so you must search the internet. Okay, so marijuana is this. You may not know its Vietnamese name, but yeah, it is this. So now you explain word by word what you mean by marijuana should be legal. So you say weed. What stop? We need to be legal. So, this is if you want to explain the whole. If you want to explain the whole sentence, but if you don't like to explain the whole sentence, you can explain marijuana marijuana first. So, for example, marijuana is kind of drug made from marijuana plant, and it's highly addictive. It can be compared to cocaine, heroin. Legal is the act, or legal is an adjective describes something as being permitted by the government. These definitions were taken from blah 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 dictionary. So when you give out a definition, you have to take the definition from a trusted dictionary, or people won't believe you. They say, hey, that's only your opinion. What do the dictionary say? You don't want that, so you want people to believe you. Next thing, what will you do? You will give your side. So what is give your side? It is say that you proposition or opposition. And next, it is you are going to give a summarize of what are you going to say. So, for example, you give a summarize. Let's say I have 3 points. The first point is people smoking weed can increase their, cognitive ability. Secondly, weed isn't as addictive as other drugs. Thirdly, weed is always available. So if you legalize it, it will only make it cheap. So those are my 3 points. And then later on you explain it. You don't explain it now. So give a summary of your points. So, the end of what you should do in the introduction in the body. In your body, you should explain. I have something called the PEE structure. PEE structure. So it is point, explanation, example. So with this structure, you have a point. So for example, you say marijuana is good for health. A dumb scientist in the world said that it is good for health because he believes so. Yeah, you explain your point. And you say people smoking marijuana get high. So it's good for your health. So you give out your explanation, you give out example. So you say, for example, I smoke weed and I don't feel any bad effects. Yeah. That's just only for example. I don't smoke weed, guys. So you give out a point, an explanation, and an example. Or you can give out statistics, researches. So in general, they are proof to say, I'm not just saying this by my opinion. There are people proving that I'm right. Scientists, you should take it from science journals, government newspapers, all those stuff. And next you say, this is only recommended. rebut potential point. So, for example, you say, what do I mean by rebut potential point? So it means that, for example, you think that your opponent is going to say, but weed is addictive. And then you say, weed is addictive, but people continue to use it even if we make it illegal. So then the person will say, oh, does that guy have got eye? How can he predict my move? So they're going to be worrying. What are they going to say? What are they going to say? So that will leave you more time in the crossfire for you to rebut more of his idea. And when you rebut more, you give more proof against his point. He's going to say, he's going to be speechless. Yo, man, I don't have anything else to say. So that's what you do in the body. But sometimes you can add some humor in it. Wait a minute, I need to drink some water. Sometimes you can add some humor in it because the point of debating is persuading people. So if you want to persuade people, you have to be funny. You should, not you have to. And now, let's come to the conclusion of your debate, not this meeting. So in the conclusion, summarize your point. Summarize the clashes. So what do I mean by the clashes? Okay. Does anyone here don't understand Vietnamese? Because I'm going to speak Vietnamese, so that you guys can easily understand. If you don't understand Vietnamese, raise your hand using the raise hand icon.
Usually I raise an icon.
Easy? You don't understand Vietnamese? Yummy, you don't understand Vietnamese?
I study in China, so I didn't hear Vietnamese much.
Ah, okay. So, okay. Clashes are the thing that you don't agree over. So, for example, some people say, we make you high. Ah, so it's good. But some people say, making you high isn't a good thing, it's a bad thing. So, what are you clashing over? You're clashing over health. You don't agree about the aspect of health. Or for example, you say, some person says, oh, weed is cheap if you legalize it. Others will say, but people will continue to smoke it and it will be very expensive in terms of cost. So, that's a clash in money. So you summarize your clash. Summarize what clashes did you have? So there are usually 3 main classes, but because yeah. But what about, this is the kind of like the most important thing. Say why your team is better. Why you should win. I don't know why you should win. Can you tell me? So, for example, it shouldn't be personal reason. So, for example, I have one guy in the debating team, and my family owes him $1 billion. And he says, you owe me $1 billion. You have to make me win. No, it shouldn't be those reasons. Because even if I owe you $1 billion, I wouldn't make you win only because of that. A judge must be fair. Okay. So what about the reasons here? What are the great reasons? So for example, you can say my team has a more logical point. So for example, they say making you high is good, but when they are high, they get to it, and a weed contains some very bad things, like they contain a lot of bad stuff, like smoking stuff, like cigarette stuff. Yeah, that's a point. Or maybe you can say my statistics are better. I took it from more creditable sources. That guy just took it from an unknown science newspaper, while I took this from Harvard University, Oxford University, Cambridge University. How am I supposed to be wrong? And how is he supposed to be right? Yeah, that's the kind of reason. Or maybe, for example, okay, I told you that you shouldn't give personal reasons out, but if my life matters. So for example, if you can come here, put a gun to my head and say, hey, if you don't make me win, I'm going to shoot the brain out of you. So okay, I'll say, okay, I'll make you win. That's a tie. I'll make you win involuntarily. For personal reasons, because my life matters. Okay, judges can sometimes not be fair. Okay, Panda, you're not going to kill me using that way, so I'm still going to be fair. So, or you can say, those are the reasons. But sometimes people get innovative. People get genius. Like super genius. If maybe they say, well, that team, they confuse themselves. They can fix it themselves. And somehow those guys, they found out how the other team can fix it themselves. They rebutted themselves. So from that point, he's going to develop and say, hey, no, those guys can fix it themselves. They're not being logical. So our team should win. Okay. So usually the opposition will have the upper hand. Why do they have the upper moon? No. I watched too much Kino Tsunoya, but I got, confused. Upper hand. Why? Because they have already gotten the other team reasons, and they can rebut it easily in the speech, while the proposition team has to guess. So it's a bit unfair for the proposition team. So the debate rule is going to be, okay, let me make a debate rule. Nothing lives without a rule. So, debate rule. So, if two people have a tie, the proposition will win. Okay. Anh ơi, cho em nghỉ được không? Em bị Covid. Ok. Wait a minute, I have to reply to this guy. Okay, if the proposition is will win. Why is it? Because, the proposition team tried real hard to win that position. And now let's see. I will give out the sign. So let's see. X equals 0 point. X equals 0 point. So if you see an X on your idea, on your point, so for example, if you see this Marijuana smells good, and I put an X here, maybe so it means that doesn't have a point. So V equals 1 point. VI equals V equals 2 points. What about that person is saying a point that can fix himself? So I'm going to give them a C. So it is -1. You shouldn't see a C. But if you want to get X to a point, I'll put here rebutted or on invalid. So what do I mean by invalid? For example, you say a point that isn't related to the topic. So for example, when we are talking about apple being better than banana, and you talk about me being handsome. So for example, you are on the proposition team and you say Jack is handsome because he has wonderful hair, he dyes his hair, he wears a very good shirt. I have to say that I'm pretty handsome, I guess. So, but the topic is apple. It's better than banana. But you're talking about me handsome. Okay, I know that I'm handsome. But you shouldn't say that. That makes me shy. That's the first thing. The second thing is that it's off topic. So it's not valid. When it's not valid, although I'm handsome, I won't give you a point because it's out of the topic. You don't need to note down because I'm going to send you this file. 1 point. A point that wasn't true.